Sherlyn, huh? 50K. Yeah.
Last week.
Jean very strict today, people.
50,000 is the minimum, she said.
So we were reaching 50K. Anyway, don't worry, Sherlyn. Ozil05 is here to play. And also
people of the world!
Hello.
Of course. Hello, people of the world.
Hello, Cat Lava Diva girl. Welcome to you.
Oh, I remember her.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know. We love Cat Lovas. The house is full
Who
today.
else? Oh,
Never see me.
Lisa.
Oh, Alyssa, sorry. I didn't see your name just now. I'm not forgetting you, okay? What can't I get my number one?
What number?
You
my
don't
my
have-
badge.
I thought you're the
My number one badge.
one. I thought you have that, Sherlyn. No, don't spend too much money on that. I'm telling you,
Yes.
Sherlyn. I'm very concerned here. So welcome to all of you.
Welcome,
What
everyone.
day is it today?
Today is Monday.
I was about to greet them TGIF, but apparently the week has just
TGIM.
started, unfortunately.
Is it really? Thank God it's Monday. Is there such a thing?
We shall make it a thing.
Thank God it's Monday.
We should be thankful for everything that we have. So
Apparently
every
they don't
day
agree.
is TGI something. TGIM, TGIT, TGIW, why not? Wait, BRB. Wow, I don't like Monday. Alyssa, but Monday likes you.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I think Shirley would be able to answer every question today because she was actually in during the live last week.
Correct. But we've added a couple of things today, of course.
Yeah.
But first things first, registration is ongoing. I know you're all in festive mood now. You're celebrating, or you don't have a class. But okay, do not forget class is starting soon.
Are you excited, guys? You should be
Yes.
excited, no?
We're all excited. Starting to get
Dun,
hot.
dun,
I shall
dun,
show
yeah.
off my writers and words.
Yes.
Not and proud. Petition to delete Monday.
Deleted.
But the thing is, like, why don't you like Monday? If you delete Monday, it's still gonna be the same thing, though. It's just gonna be named differently.
No, we can have 2 Sundays.
But then if the naming is like changed, but you still have to work, 5 days a week.
That's
And the problem,
sad.
I know, right? So
That's
it's really the concept is not deleting the day, but extending the rest.
True. Right.
We constructed this ourselves as human beings.
Who did?
Time.
Want to find
We
him
shall go back
or her
to
in
time.
heaven?
Sure, you don't understand.
You don't
6-day
understand.
weeks for the win. 6-day weeks for the win. Sure, you don't understand. I'm so sorry, Sherlyn, if you feel like you're not being understood. But teacher Aryan,
We just wanted 3 weekends.
I want that too.
Yeah, 3 weekends. Petition to have 3 weekends.
Don't worry, whatever that is, we are here to still do the live for all of you.
Yes, every day.
But
No.
sure, Aryan, what are we doing today?
Oh yeah. Again, thanks for having me today.
Yes, welcome.
Again,
I like
it's
that
all
welcome.
yeah. Right. Thank you. The witch is
The witch is what? The witch is
the wicked witches.
Cannot say.
Yeah.
Hello, Ozil05. and
Hello,
Zab.
Sav. Have you watched Wicked, by the way? Just to
Sorry.
just a
Music.
icebreaker. Wicked.
Have you all watched the show Wicked? It's highly
Yes.
recommended.
If you answer our questions properly today, I have some tea to
Gift,
share.
huh?
No. I'm gonna let you sing. Have you heard Teacher Mitsuko sing?
I was
That's
not
the
briefed
thing.
on this.
Yeah.
But of course, I watched. Cat Lover watched. I hope you liked it, Cat Lover. But there were 3
Yes.
girls talking in my screening. Ayo, that means to say you heard the girls more than you heard the movie, is it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they probably memorized the script or the lines.
Sure,
of
please
it.
post part 3 quickly. What do you mean part 3?
Is it the
Is it the what?
writers or like Miss James, Miss Agnes Gulagara?
But part 3 not yet posted.
Oh.
It's posted now.
Oh!
It's gonna be posted now, Shirley.
It's posted now.
As in now.
No.
Okay,
Surely you can check them out.
Okay.
It's already
But I'm
posted.
happy that you are keeping track of the parts, huh? I turned around and shushed them, but they kept going. I
You should have
love
sang
it.
louder.
I
then.
love it, Cat Lover. Next time, get a bit more of courage
Loud
and
hailer.
then
Oh,
and
I thought you
then
wanted
turn around again
yes.
and then tell them again.
And muster all your courage and bring some.
That's
Loud
very
hailer.
inconsiderate, no? To be
Yeah.
there and then talk, and then
That was probably us singing.
yeah. Next time we tell them, so sorry, huh? But if you want to talk very loudly, you may want to set aside an entire theater for yourselves. Yeah,
True.
correct.
Yeah.
Second time I just
Oh,
moved down a row. Oh, okay. If you
okay,
had a
smart.
space, that was smart cat
Correct.
lover. That was the pacifist way to do it.
Yes. Charlene, thank you for watching part 3. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes. Like
Yes.
that.
Okay. But teacher Mitsuko was asking me a question earlier. She was
Mm.
asking what we will be discussing today. And today we will cover paper number 3. Kidding, 4.
3 because
They
you're
were-
listening comprehension.
True.
If you
Nothing to
comprehend
discuss.
what she says.
Paper 4 oral. Now,
Which, by the way, is the most crucial part. Because
Yeah.
all the marks deducted from all the other papers are all dumped into 4.
correct. So should we ask them if they actually remember the points that or the marks that were deducted from paper 1 and 2?
Okay, people.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, very quickly, you've done this previously. How many
Mhm.
marks were deducted in total from paper 1 and paper 2
Yes.
that were all transferred to paper 4?
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Like goes with ticket. Yes. Jean is very strict.
Sure, you pretending not to know the word. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. Very funny. Hello, Bandori. Welcome to you, Bandori. Again, the question is, how many marks were deducted from paper 1 and paper 2 and were transferred to paper 4?
Yes. Okay. But if they can't answer us now, if they need more time to think about it, we can go back to that question later on.
Can also.
Yes. So for now, maybe we can give them some reminders
Mm.
while they're thinking
Mhm.
and trying to recall of the points or the marks that were deducted from papers 1 and 2. All right, teacher Mitsuko, would you want to walk us through our reminders?
Can. So everyone will be going through the changes for PSLE today about paper 4 specifically.
Mhm.
There's gonna be a discussion gonna happen, but we need you to feel free to ask questions if you have to. Comment them
Yes.
down below, especially if it's related to what we're talking about today. But if it's anything related to oral, we will be very happy to answer your question as well. So
Yes.
anytime you need to ask, but of course we will be asking questions also. We cannot take the
That's
teacher
why we're
out of
teachers.
ourselves. Yes.
We have a lot of questions.
So get ready to answer our questions. And the most important thing, last time Teacher Arian and I did the round 1 for this. We didn't manage to cover all the tips and strategies.
Yes.
We will make sure we cover all of them today. They're very worth taking a screenshot or picture. So prepare to take a screenshot if you have to.
Yes, I bet
Alright.
you would want to actually take a screenshot because this will be information loaded and and heavy. So yeah, better take or prepare your phones if you want to use your phone to take a screenshot if you are viewing from a different device.
Correct.
Oh, we've missed out so many messages, but again, we ask for your participation because we have a lot of questions. You can ask us questions as well, and we'll be happy to answer them, especially if they are related to our topic for today, which is paper 4 oral, especially the changes for next year.
Correct.
So I think they've been waiting for this
Mhm.
because they might be wondering where will the points from papers 1 and 2 go to,
Yeah.
right? That's actually how many points? 10 in total?
10.
Ha,
Correct.
that's your first clue. Okay. So now,
Teacher Arian, yeah.
Mhm.
What's the breakdown of our conversation with them today?
Yes, so like what we mentioned earlier, this will be information heavy. So the first thing that we will be talking about is of course the changes for next year in allocation of marks. Where will these 10 points go to? Will they all go to paper 4 or will it be redistributed to paper 3 or 4? Right? And the second one is, of course, the impact of these changes next year, especially those P5 students this year who will be sitting in for PSLE next year.
Correct.
My students, my P5 students, you better be watching.
Paper 5. Cat lover says
Paper 5, very good.
Moving on to paper 4. No, there's a new section, paper 5.
Oh, maybe we're adding one more section,
You
paper
never know.
5.
What do? They will perform.
Yes.
You will dance.
Sing and dance, defying gravity.
Yes. And then understanding the impact, of course.
Yes, the third one, Teacher Mitsuko, would be
Oh, this is new. I think
Very
you may have
important.
watched a lot of webinars and talks of different schools and tuition centers talking about the changes. But at least for this time, we can actually show you samples
wow.
of the from the recent P5 end of year examinations because the schools have already implemented the changes. So we'll show you
Yeah.
some samples.
That's
And finally, the most important thing of it all, what are the things that you can actually do, as in very actionable tips that you can do to tackle the changes? And at the same time, we really tackled oral in general.
yeah. I think Shirley has a very good question. Are you guys sharing new information? Of course we are, because we didn't finish the session last week. I think the last one is very important because this is
Yeah.
where they can actually get a lot of tips and strategies that they can use for PSLE next year. Not only PSLE, because I know that not all our viewers are turning primary 6 next year. So this would still be helpful for our lower primary or those who would be turning primary 4 and 5 next year, because I'm sure schools will be implementing the changes in their assessments or examinations
Correct,
next
yeah.
year.
So, Sherlyn, yes, there are new things here, especially the most important chunk was not covered last time, the strategies that you can do. At the same time, we've also actually added something inside reading aloud. Yeah, so watch out for that. Cat lover, our PSLE getting tougher.
Good question.
The short answer is yes. But for a good
Yeah.
reason, cat lover, yeah. If you want to understand better what tougher means, this is
Yeah.
actually the good place to see because most of the changes is in paper 4.
And we will be discussing why it's tougher. Because if you
Correct.
need reasons, you might want to check the reasons that we've listed down.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll go through each and every point later.
So let's do a quick recap, ladies
Uh-huh.
and gentlemen. What you see in here is actually the sections of each paper affected by the changes. Yeah. So paper 1, obviously, both sections, situational writing and continuous writing, are affected.
Sorry.
Situational writing now deducted 1 mark from 15 down to 14. But the important thing to note is that it has one additional task fulfillment that requires students to deduce their own answer.
Correct,
This
sir.
can be found in the stimulus.
If they were listening last week, do you think that it's easier this time that they've deducted points? Or do you think it's even tougher?
Let's
even
put a
though-
poll.
Oh,
Yes
yeah.
or no? Everyone.
Jay's so stressed out, you know?
We're getting Jean
Like,
to work
what?
a lot. So there's a poll now. Jean is putting it up. Yes or no? Yeah. So now that they have deducted, they've deducted 5 marks in paper 1 and 5 marks in paper 2. Does it mean then that paper 1 and 2 are going to be easier? Yes or no?
Yes.
It should be at this top left peoples of the worlds.
It's up now.
Look at
Okay.
the poll
There.
is up, everyone. Cat lover here. Please answer the poll. Upper left peoples. Look
Just
at the
click
upper left
on
left corner on their end. Yeah, correct.
harder or easier.
So cat lover here said harder because with fewer points they will make it harder to score each point.
Oh my goodness,
Very
I love that
interesting point
answer.
and a very smart
Yes,
one
and
indeed.
I love that she actually gave the reason without us even asking her.
Yeah, correct.
That's great.
Thank you, cat lover.
Yes.
Now, it's still running, people. 30 more seconds. Please answer the poll. Deduction of marks in paper 1 and 2 doesn't mean it's easier. My phone, no battery. It's time to charge, Sherlyn.
Yes.
It's time to charge. Let's see so far how everyone is responding. They're all saying yes. 1 vote. Okay. Someone said yes nonetheless.
It's
We
more
shall
difficult.
entertain that question.
Okay, so
Okay.
what do you think, Teacher Mitsuko? Will it be is it more difficult for you that they've deducted points from continuous writing, but introduced that one question that is, more complicated, I would say?
It would have been easier if they deducted the marks, but also deducted or reduced the standard that they
Yeah.
require. So for example, okay, I'm going to deduct marks from situational writing, but I'm also taking out one of the task fulfillment. Or I'm deducting marks from composition, but I also lower down the word count, for example. But that's not the case. They only deducted the marks, but the standard of writing they require from composition is exactly the same thing. That's why Cat Lover was right when she said lower marks, but the standard is still high. So now it's harder to get the marks.
Exactly.
But it's even harder in situational writing because they've added a new element, which is another task fulfillment where the answer cannot
Not
be
be
found
found.
in
Yes.
the stimulus.
Right, that's correct. So I think what do you call this, deduction from what, or inferencing from what's given to you is very
Correct.
important. That is some skill that we have to hone next year, for especially for those who are sitting in for PSLE. And like what teacher Mitsuko mentioned, even though 4 points have been deducted from continuous writing, I don't think that their rubrics or their criteria in giving marks will be, of course, more lenient. No. Who knows? It might be more difficult next year, no?
Correct, you never know. A good question from Cat Lover. What prompted this PSLE change? We will actually tackle that later on, Cat Lover. There is a very good reason why there is a sudden change in PSLE. But I think you would all notice that over the years, there's always the education system always evolves. I think you recently remember 2, 3, 4 years ago, they changed the system to AL system, right?
Yes.
From the T score to AL. So one thing is sure, can you explain why I can't get my number 1 badge in this account? Gee, Sherlyn is having a hard time. I also don't know Sherlyn.
Wait, who's the first one?
Yeah, who's the first one? That's the question, right, Sherlyn?
Can they actually
Who are
be
you?
the first
Let me see
one?
like this.
Oh, I saw the first one.
Oh,
first one
Jason is a...
It's her though.
You're the first
You're the
one,
first one we can see
Sherlyn.
number one.
Sherlyn, you're the first one. I can see it here.
Yeah.
So, Cat Lover, we will dive into the main reason why.
Yes.
Our own deduction as to why this change has to happen.
Yeah, let me also share though that I think this is like this is an effort for us to align also with the Ministry of Education's emphasis on equipping students with more communication skills, I think, for the future. So this means that students should not only demonstrate fluency but also their ability to engage in more meaningful conversation.
Correct.
Especially when it's time for you to work in your career or profession when you are older. I believe that oral communication is very important, right? Because it's the first thing, especially if you're doing business meetings, things like that.
Correct. So that's definitely the whole chunk of it. But there's one more thing though that we would like to touch on later as to why it's also very important. But verbal communication has a very huge emphasis here, like what Teacher Aryan said. But
Yes.
now that brings us to the question, if there is additional marks given to paper 4, what are the sections of paper 4?
I hope that they can get this correctly without us giving any hints. So there are 2 sections. Please name these 2 sections.
Let's go, people. Oh, Sherlyn, very fast.
Ah! Okay, now she remembers the clues that we gave her last week. Okay, it's time for you to spell them out.
Now, what's RA and SBC? RA is what, huh?
RA is
RA is Reacher Aryan. Teacher Aryan becomes teacher.
lazy to the reading aloud and stimulus-based conversation.
Good job, good job.
Perfect.
Where's that ting 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 ting?
Where's
that
our?
ting ting
Oh
ting?
yeah. Where's our bell?
Uh,
Ronnie, did you take our bell? Okay, thank you.
just right on time.
Thank
you
you.
will
Jason
see.
was using it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Right. So that is reading aloud and stimulus-based conversation. Both of them
Correct.
are affected, and you will know later. We will dive deep into them. So it's about time, peoples, that you actually get to see these changes. Now, let's briefly touch on the major changes for paper 4, okay?
Yes.
The major. Is it really just the mark allocation, or is there something else?
I think that's only one part of it, just the allocation of points. But there's more. And what are these? Of course, as we mentioned, there will be a heavier weightage. But more shockingly, we have there's a huge change in reading aloud section. So next year, PAC format will be introduced, but what's PAC, we'll find out later. Next one is
Dun, dun, dun. Drawn posters to be replaced by real life pictures.
yeah.
It's the biggest one for stimulus-based conversation.
Yeah.
You
So
will no longer see drawings there.
true. I'm curious to know though, do they prefer illustrations or like, hand drawn illustrations compared to what do you call that? Real life pictures?
That's a good question, people.
Yeah.
Type in which one do you prefer? Drawn posters or real life pictures? Let's say you're doing your PSLE oral. Would you love a stimulus that shows you real life pictures, or would you prefer the current format where they give you drawn posters?
Which do you
Let's
prefer?
see. Let's see. I mean, I would have a preference now, understanding,
Yes.
learning the whole thing, right, and having that knowledge in my head as to the like what would each entail during the examinations. Now I
Ooh.
have a preference.
Yes. Charlene, not cause what if the drawn pictures aren't clear? Good point.
Why do you include reading aloud? It's so unfair for naturally soft and quiet people.
Just like me.
I'm a cat lover. I understand though.
Sean, hi.
It's not fully unfair for soft and quiet people. In a sense that they don't require you to shout during the reading aloud section. They just need you to modulate your voice enough for them to hear you. And it's not like your examiner is on the other side of a football court, right?
Yes, correct.
In a football field. It's always near you. So the distance is, that means to say that the volume required is really not that high. It's not more on the loudness of your voice. It's really more on your articulation,
Yeah. So
which is something very possible even for soft-spoken people.
yeah, I think there are three important things or points that they have to take note when it comes to reading aloud. So yeah, even though we are soft spoken, there's still a workaround that we can do about this. But Sean, don't worry.
Hello, Sean!
We believe in you.
Sean!
Come on, let's do it.
Everyone, bless! We'll give you the blessing.
Yes, okay, let me
We
just
give you
prepare
the
my
blessing of the
lightsaber.
carrot sword and the banana sword. Blessings for Sean.
Yes.
Blessings for you.
We're so excited. We should not be worried. We should be excited. Woo!
Yes.
Okay, we'll be waiting for your update, okay?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Good luck,
With
Sean.
all the best, Sean, and
Yes.
whatever that is, I trust that it's a result of your hard work.
Yeah.
So Sean is very cute. So he comes in and out of the live session, and then for the past 2 or 3 months, he will go in and say, "Hello, tomorrow is my English exam," and then next one, tomorrow is my this exam. And we always have an update.
Yeah,
what
at least he
exam
keeps
is
us
about to take.
updated, right? Thank
So
you for
cute.
keeping us updated,
So somehow
Sean.
we felt Sean's journey.
Yeah. But when is your birthday though? Really inform us too. And can you message us, what do you call this, privately,
Yes, PM us.
where we should go?
But Sean, we trust in you. Hopefully, you get the marks
Result,
that,
yeah.
that you would love to get. Actually,
Yes.
no use of good luck because the exams are over. You can redo it. I know, but we still wish for him to get the marks that he needs. But I understand.
Correct.
10 years later, Sean, my wedding next Monday. I'm not ready. Are you serious, cat lover?
No, maybe.
10 years.
Okay. Okay.
10 years
I
later.
understand what she means now.
Oh,
I love that perspective, cat lover. What she wants to say, Sean, is
in
that
10 years' time, we would
Correct.
still be doing live, and Sean would
Sean will
still
be
be updating
very-
us. My mom's giving birth.
our hair white already. Hello, Sean. How are you? And then we're still doing live here, right? That's at work.
Oh my! I think that's possible.
That is possible. But I love the perspective, cat lover. Like what she wants to say, Sean, is that you will not worry about this in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hope that you get the marks that you need. And
Yes.
finally, back to it. One thing is for sure, the visual stimulus will no longer be linked thematically to the reading aloud. So if this is about environment, if reading aloud is about environment, you cannot expect for the
SBC.
SBC to be exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's start diving down into each of these. Okay.
Ooh,
This
yes.
one, teacher Aaron already mentioned, Okay, but let's see. Let us see. From 10 marks.
The new marks.
Mm.
What? Okay, can anyone guess 15? Sure. Wow.
I'm very excited to go to tips and
Right? She
strategies.
already knows. I think she actually memorized the questions.
Correct.
Okay, what about stimulus-based conversation?
Mm-hmm.
From 20, the new marks would be
30,
45.
Mm-hmm. 28. Wow. Come on.
Okay, you have 5 seconds to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is the
Is it 25 or 15? It goes up, Sherlyn. So you are correct.
25. At least she got it correctly.
Correct.
Well done.
Well done.
Okay, so now we're talking about percentages.
Correct.
So from 15%, what will it become next year?
Now remember overall 200, right?
Mm.
So now with the additional marks, math. Sometimes the subjects overlap.
Yeah.
So 15% now goes up to how much, peoples? With 10 marks
16?
added. Wow.
17?
And that is why Teacher Aryan teaches
English. Correct. 20.
Yeah, very good. Wow.
Very good, Shane. Wow,
Well
very
done.
active. See? Correct.
And how long does it last? How long does the examination last? Preparation time plus the actual examination, do you recall? Is it like 1 hour or something? Or is it less than an hour? Let's talk in minutes, people. Let's talk about it in minutes. Is it 5?
10 minutes for
15, 10 minutes for
prep.
prep. And then how long for the actual exam then, Sherlyn? Bob and Tim joined the live. Welcome, Bob and Tim.
Bob and Tim.
Please remember to like and share. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, she actually got it correctly. Excellent. So yeah, you will still be given 10 minutes approximately for you to prepare for reading aloud and stimulus-based conversation. So don't worry, even though it's more difficult, you're still given the same duration for preparation. So yeah, you just have to know some techniques and methods for you to be able
Correct.
to, really make use of your 10 minutes efficiently.
So the most important thing is to learn, follow a process on how you can make the most of your preparation time and your examination time. That's the smartest thing to do, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. But of course, let's do a quick recap.
Oh, this is what we were asking them earlier. It's about
Correct.
time for you to reveal your answers.
Am I late? Wow, hello,
You're not
Benjamini. I like the name.
Benjamini.
Hello, you are not late.
Bandori,
You're not that
hi. -1. Okay.
late.
Wow.
Wow, very good.
you.
Very fast. She's very
Right.
excited to reach
She
the
knows the question.
Yes, there's 1 mark deduction for situational writing. So from 15, now it's 14. I'm already in Sec 4, but I'm still watching LOL. Sav,
Hi.
thank you. Why,
Sav,
Sav?
thank you.
Actually, Sav, even if you're Sec 4, right? The tips and strategies that we'll be sharing later for oral is very, very applicable for Sec 4. We might even want to add a few things that will be relevant to you for sure. So
yeah.
stay tuned.
For our secondary.
Correct. So we can tailor it now. So primary, you can do it this way. If you want to level it up for secondary level, you can do it this way as well.
Yeah.
Yes. So keep a lookout, Sav. We will talk about very actionable tips for you.
TikToker.
It's okay. My mom watching beside me now.
Hi.
Hello, TikToker, and hello to your mom.
Mom,
Hello,
yes.
mommy. Thank you for watching. So now, how much is deducted to continue with
Shirley.
writing? Hi, what's your names? Okay, let's mention ourselves once
Galinda.
again.
And
Alphaba. I'm teacher Mitsuko.
And teacher Aryan.
Correct.
Hi.
I know it's gonna be hard to spell our names, but don't worry. Younger
Yes.
sister is liking on my phone for me. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
The sister of Sherlyn. Now
Yes.
the entire family is involved.
Yes. Thank you so much. Now,
Okay.
I saw Charlene's answer earlier and she said -3 marks. Did
Huh,
she
is
get
it?
it correctly?
-3, it's -4.
Almost, yeah, she almost got it correctly. Okay, but for paper 2, now we have 5 marks already from paper 1. How about from paper 2?
Correct. Visual text at the moment has 8 total marks. Okay. It's down to how much now? Hello, music lover. We love music as well.
Yes.
So we love you because you love music.
Hello.
Thank you for liking the live. Share
Okay.
it, please, if you want to learn with your friends as
Yes, and keep liking. Our goal for today is
well. 50K.
50K. But if we can surpass 50K, then that would be amazing.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so visual
So,
paper 2. I'm curious how many points or how many marks will be deducted from visual text comprehension?
from 8 marks, it will be down to how much? 2 marks, is it? Come on. 5 seconds and then we should go.
Yes, 5, 4, 3, 2.
1, let's go. So
Okay.
now 3 marks is deducted. Oh, so sorry. Will teacher sing if we get 50K? Hey, hey, John, hey, hey.
Yes, John.
Yes.
Ooh,
We will both
he
sing.
actually heard what I said earlier. So we actually made a pact with them
Yeah,
already.
that we will both sing
Yeah.
once we reach 50K. You jump, I jump.
Yes. Okay.
Very good,
Three.
Charlene. -3 for visual
Correct.
text. So these 5 all added to paper 4. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's about time for you to actually visually see how the changes look like for paper 4. You are all ready? And I think it's best visually to show them the before and after. Okay, so Teacher Aryan, what
are
is
the
this?
changes? Hi,
Hello.
Teacher Kent. Teacher Kent, I think
Yes.
they want to see you too.
Hello, we have Teacher Ken here who wants to say, Teacher
Yes,
Ken,
Teacher
say hi.
Ken.
Say-
Okay, he's gonna sing for us.
No, I'm not a singer. But I can dance.
Oh, he's gonna dance for
Hello,
us.
everyone. Hi. Who's the prettiest of all?
If you want to join Teacher Ken's classes, it's all
Yes.
around.
Yeah, come.
Yes.
Oh, Phineas and Ferb. Hello,
Hi.
Bye. See you
I see that
later.
people of the world said hi,
Hi,
Teacher
Teacher
Ken.
Kent. Yes, full house.
Said hi to you.
Bye.
Yeah, we
Welcome.
know it's quite late, but this is how loud we are at night. We're actually loud.
Can all
and-
teachers join? All Phineas and Ferb, we
Oh,
would
that's
love
a great
to. So we're trying our
idea.
best to bring in more teachers to join the live so we can
Yes.
see all of them wonderful teachers we have here.
Yeah, especially that we are in week 50 already. I mean,
know,
almost, right?
right?
And we
Correct,
wouldn't
correct.
have any. I know you're excited.
Hopefully
we're
we
all-
can show you more faces. Yeah,
Sure.
Phineas and Ferb.
Yes.
So stick with us because Phineas and Ferb. There's 104 days.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just a trailer of our performance later. If we reach 50K.
That's level 1, yes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Teacher Aryan sings very well.
Oh, yeah.
Own it, girl. Own it.
Yes.
Okay, so currently
No, like
this is
disappointment.
So this is how the paper 4 looks like at the moment. I think you all recall you will be given this text here for reading aloud. And then you will have this stimulus for your SBC.
Yeah.
Then you will be followed by around 3 questions. The first question is always related to the stimulus itself. Second and third, remotely related, same topic, but they will go zoom out and test how good you are, well-versed you are with the topic they're trying to ask you about. But now, let's talk about, let's dive into reading aloud first.
Yes.
And then, what was the biggest change, Teacher Aryan?
So, like what we mentioned earlier, a new format will be introduced next year, which is PAC. Now, I'm not sure if you've had this during your assessment or like your examination this year, but next year you wouldn't just be reading the passage as is, but you will be given.
Singing aloud.
See? Oh, actually, yes.
Hello, Janelle. Hi, Gabriel and
I love her
Janelle.
very. She's very,
Very
funny,
smart,
yeah.
right? Very
Very
witty.
clever. Yes, yes.
Singing
I love
aloud.
it. Mm.
Oh my God, that's gonna be a disaster. But yeah, what Teacher Aryan was saying, you will no longer just immediately read. Why?
Yes.
Why can't I just start reading, Teacher Aryan? Is there something in between?
Yes. So I think reading itself is just the baseline, I would say. But how can you actually read something when something or like criteria or rubrics or preamble, I would say, is given to you? Now, this is a completely different story or approach on how you will prepare for reading aloud next year,
Correct.
right? So, I'm not entirely sure if you think this is completely more difficult, I would say, compared to how it used to be. Because for me, I think it's still the same thing. It's just that we have to read with more mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
And, yes, correct.
Yeah, correct.
Yes, because sometimes we're reading and we're not very mindful of like the emotions
Correct.
that
I
comes
agree.
with it, right?
I agree. The preamble, at least the first few samples that you are now gonna see, they don't really go and tell you to kind of like read like a crazy person or
Yes.
read like a 1-year-old child. They don't go all the way to that level.
Yeah.
But it's a huge reminder for you that it matters how you deliver what you read.
Yes,
You
correct.
don't just read.
Yeah.
They will check the delivery on how you do it.
Yes, so the delivery of, the way you deliver the reading aloud part will be completely different next year. But what will be different next year? Singing aloud to the P is pitch.
P is pitch.
P is pitch.
Actually. So now, before you even read, you have to consider the PAC that they will provide you, and you will have to read according to the PAC that they give. Okay.
Yes.
But now the question is, what on earth is PAC?
Yes. Okay. So there are hints given here. The first one is it's the motive, right? Now, if we would be reading this part, this is a preamble, preamble, by the way. So it says here, you are a member of the school orchestra. Okay, so that has something to do with the P that we're looking for. And your principal has asked you to give a talk to new students.
There you go. That's A.
Yes, so P and A.
And then encourage them. That's your C.
Yes.
Which cat lover actually got correctly.
Yay!
Yeah, they will now give you all these three
Purpose
things.
and audience, correct.
Correct. So you have to really pretend like you are a member of the school orchestra, and then pretend that you're giving this to them, and you have to be encouraging them. So then it gives you the idea, right? Like, I
yes.
should be presenting like this, like that. So you have to put yourself in that shoe and then present that way. Now, if I were a student, and then how different would I read with a preamble and without one? I would say this kind of reminder actually is it's kind of like a huge reminder.
Yes,
They're just telling you, we need you to not just read, but read with good delivery.
Yes. I don't think there's a huge difference now that I'm thinking about it, okay? Because if I am preparing for the reading aloud and I know that, probably the character or the person who's reading this is, the point of view, it will give you an idea as to how that person is, delivering that certain passage. And so you'll probably follow these instinctively without you reading the preamble itself. But now it's more explicit. So at least now it's clear to you.
Correct.
Right? It's
I
clear
think
to
then
you.
this is a help.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It's not like an additional.
Text, correct. Then the text, I think a lot of it, now the difference will go in to the choice of text that they will provide.
Yes.
Right? Because
Yes,
what if I
correct.
get an excerpt from a very intense portion of a story, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Or I get an excerpt from a very formal speech. Then there's a huge difference. If this is an excerpt from an intense part where, oh my God, she's falling, oh my God.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Correct.
So it does, the way I would see this is a help.
Yeah.
And you have to bank on it now.
Because it wouldn't give you, for example, a purpose or audience or context that's far different. Or
Correct,
not
right?
related
They
at
will not
all
give you a
to the
PAC that
They wouldn't make
that
fun
would
of you.
contradict, right? Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
I don't
Even
think they would make
logical.
fun of you, to be honest. So, don't worry. It's not a huge difference now that we are thinking about it. It's more of a help to you actually than
Correct.
trying
And
to
how it
make your
should be
life more
properly
difficult.
done.
Correct.
So let's give you another example. This is actually from the Writers of Work Notes. So do know that the moment we heard about the changes in PSLE, we immediately had to work on updating the curriculum. Our curriculum writers,
Ooh, yes.
who had actually just gone home already,
They've been working
are really
so
hard at work. Yeah,
Yes.
hard at work to update every single one of our notes to make sure that the changes are already incorporated inside. So let's have a look at this example. Let's
It's a
see.
preamble.
Okay, now this time there's no bolded words.
Yeah.
So let's get them to guess. Okay,
Provide the
everyone.
purpose, audience, and context.
Read the preamble. What do you think is the purpose? The purpose is you're supposed to what?
Find the reason why.
Get the keywords here.
Right, can they see it? Yeah, they can see it clearly. You are a student leader, and your teacher has asked you to speak to your class about reducing food waste. You are reading a passage that highlights the importance of being mindful about how much food we consume. All right, so where is our purpose?
Correct. If it's easier for you to, audience is easier, context also easier, but purpose, what's the purpose? Highlight your, Let's see if anyone is like willing to do it. How about, okay, audience and context, you can also try. Let's see, whichever one is easier. I am going to read. I'm just going to pretend to be sick. I'm Shirley. Cannot like that, Shirley, now. Warm. I see. I like the purple heart.
Yes.
I see. And I like that cat lover was smart enough to give a verb, right? Because purpose is always about that. Do you encourage, right? Do you convince? Do you warn? And making it into a verb gives you the better idea on what's like how do you deliver to get that.
I like how she answered this too. Very short but spot on.
Correct. And your audience, obviously, okay, this one I wish I could do this as a prefect. Wow, Shirley, you are a prefect.
Right.
It's nice. You are talking to who for this one? Who's the audience here, peoples? Teacher has asked you to speak to whom? Very easy, huh?
Okay. To?
Are you talking to your neighborhood?
To the teachers.
Correct.
To the wall.
You are talking to an inanimate object.
I do that like sometimes face the wall.
How are you going to present it?
Okay, we just need one word also for the audience. Who will be
one word? What's the audience? Is literally right in the preamble here. One word. People of the world very busy liking her. Also sometimes busy answering us. I'm telling you, people of the world.
Thinking. Someone's typing. People of the world.
Let's give you 5 more seconds.
Okay, 5. People of the world. I think you want to answer this, right? Okay, people of the world, it's your time to shine.
People of the world.
Who is our audience? You have 5 seconds.
10K likes already. Deserve a break.
10K already. Yes, rest your fingers from liking. Class. Very good, Shirley.
Good, Shirley. Good.
Well done, you.
And finally, the context here. If you are speaking to your class, okay,
will it be in a formal or
informal setting?
And you're not just speaking to them like as a classmate, but you are speaking to them as a student leader. Therefore, will it be formal or informal?
So I'm going to say, hey guys.
Yes.
You know
what?
You should see my answer before class. Okay, I said animals.
I said animals.
Oh, so you're talking to the animals.
We didn't see it.
Yeah, I also didn't see it.
It disappeared. Oh, sorry. There.
Okay. Formal, authoritative. Wow.
Yes.
What a smart young girl.
Love it.
All right. And another example to just expose you to a few more variations. You are a member of the school's music club, making a strong argument to your principal about why the school should not invest less money in music programs. So you see, these are all the variations. You can be talking to your classmates, same age group, or completely someone of an authority, something like that. Why I become number 1? Shirley is very number 2. She doesn't like that she's number 2. She went number. I think the number 1 is a cat lover. Number 1 is cat lover, Shirley. But it's okay. Number 2 is still okay. Okay. And finally, one last example. What will come after this will be examples of actually how schools have tried to do reading aloud. What?
Yes.
Oh, this one. What is it about?
You are a student ambassador, and your teacher has asked you to speak to your classmates about one of Singapore's most iconic locations, Marina Bay. Ooh. You are reading a passage to highlight the beauty and significance of Marina Bay and encourage students to visit. What if
So
you've never been to Marina Bay?
You just have to, show the conviction in the way you
Yes.
read. Now, you have some samples of preamble here. One thing I can assure
very
you,
smart.
don't worry so much. This is you after the live, yes, for sure. Hate the double negative in the second
She even
example.
noticed it. Good
Yeah,
job.
they are very smart. One thing is for sure from the example so far. I mean, of course, writers of work here, we also always continue to gather information.
Mm-hmm.
So even when we're applying the changes now, we continue to refine our notes. So I think one thing we can assure you is they will not give you ridiculous PACs,
Oh yeah,
okay?
absolutely. Yes.
They're not gonna ask you to be
To baby
cry,
talk.
right? Baby talk, cry while you
While
perform
talking to
it.
frogs, you
Yeah,
know.
so it would be something logically fitting for the text that they will provide you. Okay, so nothing sort of worry that is to that level. No, please, you can have the badge. Okay, now some samples right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Tum, tum, tum.
So here's an example of the reading aloud. So just imagine there's a preamble on top of it. Now, I really appreciate this. This is from Clementi Primary School. This one.
Yeah.
This is something parents can also use at home. When you are having some
Correct.
practices with your kids.
So that's one good reminder to all of you. We'll be showing you some samples from different schools now.
Yes.
But on top of the sample, right, pay attention to the rubrics because this would give you an idea on how you can practice on your own and what are the things you should be looking out for when you practice.
Yes,
okay?
correct. So sometimes we can't, write so fast.
Correct.
Teachers, you might want to use this as well.
You're right.
If we have teachers in the viewers, you
And
can
even
definitely
parents,
yes,
yeah.
parents especially
Even
yes.
parents.
So especially that they don't know. Okay, am I going to stop my child while reading if he or she mispronounces a word?
Correct.
No, you don't
right.
have to. You just need to take note of those, and then later on you can explain or go through the things with him or with your child, and then let them reread the passage one more time with the correct with corrections this time. Yes.
So that's good because this one is giving you two ideas. Number one, how you can do the practice with your students if you're a teacher, or how you can do the practice with your child if you're a parent. Number two, this also gives you a clue on what to look out for when you
Correct.
practice. So because most of us have the idea, okay, I just have to make sure I look out for mispronunciations. But there's more than that. Have a look, mispronunciation, omission of word. Students do this as well. They read and then they skip some words. Pay attention to that. Replacement of word with another. Some of them actually choose to replace it. Perhaps maybe because they're not confident to read the word, which is wrong, by the way. Continue reading it. Do not replace it. Yeah. And then addition of new words. Sometimes because of the anxiety, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We just
They
add added words. I'm not sure why, but I
Yeah.
do that sometimes,
Correct.
especially when I'm very nervous or stressed out.
Yeah.
I think
You just end up adding it, and it's very human.
Yeah.
Even us teachers, we tend to do it
Correct.
sometimes.
And that is why pacing yourself while reading is very important. Yeah.
And then finally, even self-correcting, they also pay attention to it because when you self-correct, it affects the fluency.
Fluency.
It's part of the
Yes.
rubric. So, for example, you corrected yourself, you pronounce it correctly, but because you corrected yourself, the flow was no longer fluent, they might mark you down.
Yes.
Sure, can you give tips on how to get AL1 for English? Of course,
yeah.
Sherlyn. Okay. So one thing's for sure, as we go through this live, a lot of the tips are very heavy on oral, but don't worry, we'll drop a few tips as well related to other papers as you continue to listen. Hi, Kara. Welcome.
Kara.
So you see they're friends
Hi.
now.
Oh, they're all
They say
friends.
hi to each other.
Oh.
Hello. So, like that. Look at you. Okay, let's show them.
So FYP one.
Yeah, correct. Let's show them another example. This one this is also still from Clementi Primary School, but have a look at this. One thing I'd like to highlight to everyone is that some of the rubrics may look different from school to school, but do note that they're all gunning for exactly the same skill sets.
Yeah.
They're gunning for the same skill sets, which you should know for sure, so that you know how to practice. Can we use Singlish in the what's CIS? But in informal, as in oral. My direct answer for you, cat lover, for examinations, the answer is always no. Yeah, in writing and in oral.
Mm.
Do not use Singlish.
Unless otherwise stated, of course.
Yeah, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, but I don't think so lah.
Yeah, I don't think they would.
Because the
as-
goal for the English language is
Mm.
for you to use it according to the standards of grammar na.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And since Singapore is using UK standards.
Correct. Yeah. So then, what I also think is, for example, sometimes for composition writing, they will go and say, "Sure, I want to use Singlish inside the dialogues and all these things," which they think like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be penalized if it's into the dialogue." But what I always say is, go for the safest thing to do. Do not.
Correct.
Yeah.
Better be safe than sorry.
Correct. So
Yes.
having to look at this, have a look at the keywords that you may want to see here. Pronunciation.
Pronunciation,
What
yes.
else do you see here? That's
Pronunciation, fluent reading, delivery, appropriate posture,
Correct.
hesitation, fluency. That's fluency.
yeah.
Pitch and tone. Yeah. So pronunciation, delivery, how fluent you are while reading, and of course your pitch and tone.
And
So moderating your
correct. And if you
voice
notice, Teacher Aryan was reading the top part, which is the most important part.
yes.
Yeah. Check the things that they indicate in the top level marks because that's what you want to get.
Correct. So
Yeah.
who asked us earlier? I think it was who was it? Cat lover. So you don't really have to speak very loudly during your reading aloud. Just make sure that it can be that it's clear enough or articulate the words properly, and you don't have to be very loud, but loud enough for your examiners to hear you and understand what you're saying.
Correct. That's the most important thing. Now another one, Queenstown Primary School. Very
Yes.
recent P5 end of year.
People of the world, help to like, please. Thank you so much for your
Wow.
support, people of the world.
People of the world, very supportive. Thank
Right.
you. One thing you can see here is that this one is from a speech. Earlier, it was an excerpt from a story. So you see, these are all the variations you may be able to face when you are doing reading aloud. So that's it. If you want to use this to practice, you can take a screenshot now, people.
Okay, here.
Okay, take a screenshot. Use this to practice, but definitely, right? Go out there. There's a lot of text that you can try and read out loud. Yeah, both fiction and non-fiction text works for reading aloud.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Oh.
I can see. So
Okay.
take a screenshot if you have to. We'll give you 10 more seconds. 10, a 9, a 8, 7, 6. With feelings.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now, pay attention because now these are all the what's common across all the rubrics from schools. They all look different now. They will give you different bands. Some bands have all the way to 5. Some are just 3.
Yes.
And some of them will give you the marks without the banding. But all of them are looking for these 3 things. What do you think are these 3 things?
It says read with good.
Sure, it's true that Sure will say, "Can you repeat?"
Yeah. This is so true though.
Yeah.
A lot of teachers are deaf, you know. Yeah. Sometimes
But then
that's
a lot of
me.
teachers are deaf, you know.
That's me. It's embarrassing because even outside the classroom, I'm like, huh?
I am deaf. I am deaf too, you know. So,
You know why though?
but don't put it on the teacher lah.
Yeah, it's because of the very.
So there's definitely 2 things that will affect the way we understand you. Number 1 is not just the volume of your voice, but also the pace. How
Yes.
fast you talk. Because even if I'm very loud, but I'm saying
Well, rapid.
then also gonna understand, right? So it's really not just the volume. You have to be mindful of all the combinations of the pitch, the tone, the volume, and even the pace, how fast you talk. Yeah, probably
Yes.
because we sound muffled and they are not, and they are deaf.
Yes.
Yep. So now going back here, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to the screen.
Read with good P.
So you have to read with good what? What's P? P as in, you know, when I read, it has
So when
to
I
make
say
sure.
tomato. Do you say tomato? Tomato. Tomato.
Correct. Yeah. So what is P here? Very specific to reading aloud. Like,
Yes. And it's one of the things that.
also actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh,
wow.
very good. Even correct spelling.
Correct spelling. Oh yeah, Kira one, very smart one. Okay, that's very
yes.
smart. Good job. Pronunciation, well done. How about letter A?
Clear. Oh, we were talking about this.
Correct. This one is very is very related to pronunciation.
Yes.
It's the correct usage of your speech organs.
yes,
You know,
correct.
using your tongue.
How you roll your tongue. How
Correct.
you utilize
To make
your
sure.
jaw to create that sound.
Correct. Such that because you can be pronouncing the word correctly but still not be understood by the listeners. That means to say, on top of pronunciating correctly, you also must
R.
Mhm.
It's not R, it's R, but the first syllable.
What
Yes.
do you think? What do you think?
Kira wants to see Ronnie in Christmas outfit.
We don't have. I don't have Christmas outfit for him. I can try though.
Probably use
Oh, that's nice. I'm excited to see Kira. She said she's gonna try. It is the art thingy. Oh wow, you got the first letter correctly, Sherlyn. So that's a clue for everyone.
Yes.
You are. What you
Yes.
think? Very good.
Articulation.
Very good, Jean. Very smart.
10
Articulated
points.
properly. And at the okay, last one would be of course
Appropriate.
the up and down. You know,
Yes. The
You're gonna
rising and the falling of your.
I'm gonna just read a Ronnie down from the wall. Oh yes, do not worry. Okay, I think I shall tell you. We shall have a proper putting down of Ronnie, perhaps on the 16th of December. on
Ronnie
the-
down. No, Ronnie's still there actually.
Yeah. Ronnie is still there. Yeah, you
Oh,
see
yeah,
that
yeah,
right?
yeah,
The side. Hello, Bandori.
Welcome back.
I'll try to request from Teacher Jamies to officially put Ronnie down on the 16th.
Why is Ronnie
of
there, by
December.
the way?
You know, during that time, the news about this
Banana?
yeah,
Oh, sorry.
banana.
Also, we're selling that.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, Ronnie's for sale?
We were hoping someone would bid
20
1
million.
Yeah, see,
Can
yeah.
I buy for
And a
20
20
billion?
Yes, sure,
Yes.
Is there Kahoot? Hello, Kate. We don't have a Kahoot
Marcus,
today.
yeah, yes.
But we still have a Q&A, so feel free to type in your answer. Epic comeback. Wow, do you play? Is it because you play
Mobile
Mobile Legends?
Were you?
Gorda. Gorda.
Okay.
You
You were carried away. Okay.
Okay. You haven't guessed letter I yet. Can you do Kahoot, please? I want to join. Hello, Banduri.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
if we have time later, we will definitely
We
play
may
Kahoot.
want, but at the same time, this is very similar to Kahoot. Type
Yes.
your answer here.
So I can see my ranking go up. Ooh.
Okay, so how about I, when you are, yay, I'm, what?
Badge
Oh,
2.
yeah, correct, Banduri. You're actually number 2 at the moment. We can see it.
Hello to all our viewers. Ooh.
Oh, Epic Comeback is now number 3 also. Thank you
Yes.
for liking
What a
the live.
comeback.
Epic Comeback.
What an epic
Let's
comeback.
move on to number 1. Let's go. Everyone, you haven't answered letter I yet, ha? People of the world. So,
Slay.
you pay attention to your pronunciation, articulation, and
Into.
in oh, number 1 is
You're
Sherlyn.
you
Number 1
are
is Sherlyn,
moderate.
actually.
Thanks.
The up and down, the rhythm of how you say things. You int what? Int what? 3 letters. We're moving on, and that you have to make this happen, people. Okay,
Yes.
let's
Or
begin.
Jean will answer it again.
Oh yeah.
Jean!
Jean, we're counting
Hot
on you,
seat.
Jean.
Hi. What is it?
Inoculate. Wow.
Oh.
But unfortunately, that's not the word, Sherlyn. You int what? Int. I-N-T. T.
Intertwine? Wrong. No, it's in.
You know, you do like that when you read. Yeah. What do you think? Insulation. No, we're not doing signs here.
Yes. Let's give them.
Wow! Very good. Epic comeback.
What a great comeback. Epic come back.
The intonation is also important.
In order
So
to
this is
yes.
true across all the rubrics in the schools. You will notice from Queenstown, for example, it looks like this, but you see at the sides, right, that this is what they're looking for. And it would also be
Sorry.
I type intonation, I swear. It's okay, Bandori, I believe you. We believe you, okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So now let's see ACS Junior, for example. Look at this.
Rubrics, yes.
Definitely
Let
looks a
me
bit
get
different,
out
but
of
you
the
see,
way.
right? Pronunciation, articulation, fluency, and expression all there. Pay attention, and you can notice it here. Look at this. They also have kind of like, so you know,
The
they,
most
mispronounced words. So
Yeah.
they think about it loud. When they chose the passage or the text, they will already try to see what may be the possible words students may mispronounce, and they will really look out for it.
Yes.
So this one is interesting from Fernvale Primary School.
Oh, yeah,
because
yes.
it looks different. Look at
Very
this.
specific though. See? Yeah.
So I like that they were very particular that when I say pronounce properly, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
Right? So you
Correct.
have to properly pronounce the ending sound, because pronunciation wise, that's what students always miss out. Because you didn't pronounce the last letters properly,
Yeah.
even when you knew how to pronounce it, you didn't produce it.
I think the ending sounds are very important because this makes a distinction between past and present tenses,
Correct.
plural forms,
And
and
singular
those things.
forms.
Correct.
That's
Yes.
right. Yes. And so if you don't pronounce the D or the ED, then walked and walk are two same things. They will end up sounding very similar. So we will not know if you meant pencils or just one pencil, right? So be mindful of that. That's very interesting thing, which you can actually do as well when you practice. Make sure you check your ending sounds. Oh, and this one is interesting. What's interesting about these, teacher Aryan? What's something different here?
So this is more generalized. And if you would look at this, by the way. So they have very simple way of, grading the students. So for example, appropriate pauses. This is why punctuations are very important. So if you see a comma there, it's not a completely, the 3-second rule, or like 2 seconds, how long should you pause? That's very important. No hesitations, variation of tone and pitch. This is very simplified, but I want to pinpoint on the topmost part, which is the things that we usually do not, specifically tell students to do, but you must do during your reading aloud. Like for
Correct.
example, maintaining eye contact, or greeting the examiners, or stating your name, or introducing yourself, right? Very important. You don't just go in and then, today we are, like that, right? So especially, maintaining eye contact, not all of us is actually, comfortable.
Doing
Having,
it, yeah,
yes,
correct.
yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Correct. So I think that's very important. While you're reading, try to look at the examiners from time to time, just to connect with them.
So
Yes.
two things we'd like to share with you later, which is very important. Number one is we will definitely share with you what to do when you find a word that you think you cannot pronounce correctly, and what you can do to get the marks still, even if you don't know how to pronounce the words.
Yes,
okay,
correct.
So keep a lookout for that. There has to be a strategic way to do this, such that you don't dig your own hole up.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are your samples for reading aloud. So let's do a quick recap.
Yes.
So number one is there's now a preamble at the beginning where they provide you the PAC. They provide you the PAC on how you can base your reading from that now.
Yes. So like what we've mentioned, it's not very difficult compared to the current one, because they're just explicitly telling you the things that you have to be mindful for, or like your delivery,
Correct.
or your way of delivery, instead of you just mindlessly reading it the way you want it to be. So it's clearer now because we have a preamble to follow, and so it's more it's easier for us to read it the way that examiners are expecting us to actually read it.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's something we can prepare for in that 5 minutes given to us. So yeah, that's one way for you to efficiently make use of your preparation time.
correct.
All right, so that's 5 points for reading aloud. Once again, now where will the 5 remaining marks go to?
Totally didn't share the live to my Thailand tour guide. Oh, that's nice because she needs to improve her English. Thank you for
Ooh.
sharing the live, Sherlyn.
We are actually becoming international.
I know, right?
See?
Yes, that would be good, Sherlyn. Thank you so much.
That's true. Thank you.
I
Thank you so
know.
much.
Yes. So everyone, of course, 5 marks, heavier weightage. That's probably why they have more, they're more particular with their PAC now.
Yes, yes.
You need a better performance delivery-wise. That's one thing's for sure.
I don't know, but PAC, I keep on thinking of a song. I know it's a
PAC?
Korean. Yeah, it's a
Apata, apata.
maybe it just sounds like that. No.
Apata, apata.
Wow, you actually
That was
look like a
practice.
K-pop.
Thank you.
I don't know. See, yes. Can we just appreciate her new hair color? I
Thank you.
love it.
Thank you.
When I saw her this morning, I said you look very fresh. I mean, she's very fresh every day, but she looks extra fresh today.
You phrased it well.
Right? Okay.
Okay. Now, 5 more marks.
It's
Where does
getting
it go?
warmer here.
Everyone, we've come to the very, very
Yeah, okay, sorry. I forgot we only have 2 hours
the
for
very
this live
crucial part of actually the
of our
oral.
talk for today.
yeah,
Yes.
stimulus
So
spice conversation.
the second part, correct. So the 5 marks will actually be distributed or will be in the stimulus-based conversation. And so there will be a lot of changes here. But to start off, we will no longer use hand-drawn illustrations like this, like so. And this was from the 2022 PSLE Day 1 and Day 2 Oral. So before, they would give you either a poster or like a picture like this, but there are a lot of texts that would actually help us in providing our responses, right? But now, what will happen?
Dun, 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 dun.
Our new SVC or stimulus would look like this. Do we see anywhere? No, we
Nothing.
don't.
Nothing at all.
No, only this, but we put that. I mean, we were the ones who actually placed this. The possibility of the pictures. Now, it's black and white, so it's more difficult for us to actually decipher or discern
Yeah.
what the picture really, but we have to be more especially now that we are actually exposed to social media and we see a lot of real life pictures every single day.
Correct.
I think we are more used to seeing these kinds of pictures
Yeah.
than the drawings, the hand-drawn ones.
Correct. This brings us to the question of cat lover earlier.
Yes.
Like, why do these changes, right?
Mm.
And this is the one thing that we want to add into it is that the modern world now really exposes you to thousands and thousands of content, both online and both in the physical world. So you may be paying attention or not, but you are exposed to thousands of them every single day.
Yes. Oh yeah, you told us about that. I'm sorry, I forgot how many.
How many?
the
Okay,
number
this
is.
one, Sherlyn knows this.
Yeah, Charlene.
On average,
We tried to
in one
guess
day,
it last
how
time.
many ads do you think you're exposed to in a day?
In a daily basis. We're talking about 24 hours only, okay? So yeah, give us a specific number. Is it 100? How many ads or how many pictures or what do you call that?
Yeah, ads, both
Ads,
photos, videos, print. How many?
She said,
Wow!
Actually.
Epi comeback. Also remember, teacher Eva, very
Yes.
good Epi comeback. Yes,
Yes.
6,000 to 10,000 just in
Well
just a
done.
day. Huh?
In just 24 hours. So imagine how many pictures or ads you see in a month.
Right.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna
I know. Right?
compute that now.
So that would mean to say, right, that you have to be very logical and discerning when you face these kinds of content,
Yes.
because you're exposed to this kind of content. You need to make sure you process the information well,
Yes.
what they mean, and if they're even true in the first place.
Yes, and that's why fake news is actually prevalent now.
Yeah.
Because we don't know or we can't discern which is true and which is examples nowadays, right? They look, especially with AI nowadays, very deceiving. But oh, we're at 15K.
Don't
Almost
worry.
15K.
Yes, we're reaching 15K likes soon. Thank you so much. Let's go. Let's keep
Yes,
it up.
yes, yes.
Mm.
Woohoo!
I can't believe our brains can process that. But
Correct.
worry, yes.
Yes, and that's why media literacy is very important.
Correct.
Right.
Can process that. Like I don't expect you to process that amount of information as well.
Uh-huh.
But when it's right in front of your face, you have to be smart enough to know how to process it. Yeah. Don't get deceived. That's the most important thing. You don't get deceived. You know, you have to be able to be smart enough to know what's the motive behind every single content you see.
Yes,
Mhm.
true.
And that's why now here we are. You're facing real life pictures now for your stimulus based conversation. Sometimes, it's not very straightforward to the students what's the implication when you are now given real life pictures.
Yes, yes.
But there's a huge, huge, huge difference. The moment now you're given real life pictures.
Mm.
Let's talk about that, no?
Yes, let's talk about the intricacies of, dealing with real life pictures now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because we're so used to, looking at pictures, and the way we teach before, we tell them, okay, where's the title, the subtitle, the
Correct.
organizer's objectives. These information actually helps a lot when it comes to like preparing for our responses ahead of time. But now we don't have them. So what are we going to do?
It's so huge, right? This change has so much implication to
Correct.
a point where we have to even change the way we teach
Yes.
stimulus-based conversation for that.
Yes.
Actually, let's point it out for them later.
Yeah, actually,
If
that
they
would be
can
great.
pinpoint the main differences now. But another change for paper 4 will definitely be this one.
Yes.
So pay attention. Everyone, the topic currently the topic for reading aloud is linked to SBC. So
yes.
the good thing about that at the moment was that the moment they do reading aloud, they already get an idea what's the theme.
Yeah.
Then you can prepare ahead for SBC even when you haven't reached SBC section of your
Correct.
examination.
They don't have to shift their brain, Like, okay, no, now I'm done with this topic. I have to switch to another topic. I think that takes more brain power for
Correct,
us
for sure.
and more
for sure.
thinking process. So, but don't worry, we'll help you get through it. Because, like what Teacher Mitsuko said earlier, we also, of course, amend and tweak the way we teach so that we can help you prepare for these varying topics.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I think the popular topics or themes in the previous years would still be applicable in the coming years,
for sure,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? There's a new challenge. It will be completely delinked.
Correct.
So you have to be prepared to be facing a completely different theme by the time you jump to SBC.
Yeah.
So Sherlyn says, sure, is the new information going to be at the end? Sherlyn, yes, and we are actually getting there.
Yes, almost there.
Sherlyn, you're like, sometimes this is the one I tell my students, sure, I'm bored. That is, then from the first time they say that is the last time I'm hearing that word from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing from you,
She
Sherlyn,
already.
No, I'm kidding. Hey, Sherlyn is the one perfect attendance.
Yes, actually, she's always
We love
there. Thank
you,
you so
Sherlyn.
much, Shirley.
Okay.
We
So
appreciate
now-
you.
It's no longer linked. The new one will be a completely different theme.
Yeah, but what does it mean, Teacher Mitsuko? Can you
Right.
give an example, please?
I would say, it has two implications.
Yes.
Number one, your strategies for examination have to be updated. As in, you have to be quick enough not to change gears during the exam. But at the same time, what that implies preparation-wise is that you need to make sure you are completely ready to talk about different commonly tested topics.
Correct. Yes.
Yep. And you can rely lesser on luck now.
Yes.
No, some students will go and say, oh my God, environment, yes, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
But yeah, because now you're dealing with two different topics.
You'll never know
The
what you're
stakes are
getting.
higher.
Yes.
Yeah, the stakes are higher. So you may be lucky, like, oh my God, reading aloud. It's a topic about family. I'm very familiar with this. So then you just rejoice, right? Because you know that the next topic will be about family, right?
Yes.
But then, not the same case anymore. That's something called alarm chirp. Ring, ring. Okay. This is the alarm. This is the alarm
That's the
chirping.
alarm.
So now they're de-linked. So have a look at this. This is a real life example, people,
Yes.
from the recent P5 end of year. If you notice, the reading aloud for Clementi Primary School is about 2 students excited to see an author.
Yes, Jeremy Lee.
Yeah.
We've read this, so I remember his name, Jeremy Lee.
But this one, the SBC, is not about that. It's not about a library. It's not about an author. It's about a group of students. Maybe a students or a group of friends.
Teamwork.
Yeah, perhaps they're studying together or they're working together. We don't know. But
Yeah.
it's no longer the same thing. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing you should be mindful of. And one thing is for sure.
Oh, this is actually from our new set of notes. So
Mhm.
we are so happy to introduce to you our newly and newly refined writers at work notes.
Mhm.
So next year we will be using these ones to equip you better.
Mhm.
We'll have more supplementary notes that would help you. Oh, and for our oral practices, I'm sure our students are so used to just answering SBCs or these questions, but this time we will start testing you on your reading aloud as well.
Yes, that's one very beautiful thing. Correct.
Yeah, because that's 5 points, it's not like
I
we can.
know.
Yes. Before it was like, teacher, I got perfect
Correct.
marks for my reading aloud. Now we have to.
It's
still.
really the same case as paper one. No?
Yes.
So like when they move on to secondary school,
It's
like
not the same anymore. The
situational
situational.
writing
Yeah.
is no longer a giveaway section.
Correct.
It's the same thing now for oral.
Yes.
You have to treat them both very equally. Take them both seriously. The weightage is really much heavier.
Yes.
One thing I'd like time to look at the YouTube channel you guys have. Yeah, Sheridan, that's perfect. Yes. One thing I'd like to highlight here is that you notice that in this set of notes, right, it's supplementary. We provide a lot of supplementary reading and videos and articles to help with your content knowledge. So we don't
Yes.
expect our students to be able to answer our questions immediately. We don't assume that. We will make sure that you get the content knowledge you need for you to give us the best responses by the time we do our own SBC and Writers at Work.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, so that's what we do here. But of course, it's time to talk about the actual change itself. Now, a question for everyone. Tan, tan, tan.
Oh, okay. I think this was answered. I mean, we asked this earlier, but it's time for you to give us more specific reasons. I know Kat Lover gave us a reason, a very good reason earlier.
Correct.
But is the new 2025 PSLE oral exam format easier or harder? Now,
A poll
the
is
poll is
up.
up. Let's do it.
Click
Let's
people.
go.
Here in this area, there's a poll. Do you think the new formats with real life pictures instead of drawn posters
Harder from
easier
Cheryl.
or harder?
Charlene, sorry, Cheryl.
Click the poll.
Poll. Yes.
Click the poll up there. Give it a try. Is it easier or harder? Do you prefer hand-drawn posters or drawn posters? Or do you prefer the pictures? Examination-wise, does it make the exam process easier or harder for you? I think harder now. Okay,
Harder, yes.
Bandori says harder.
Harder.
Sherlyn says harder.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see the responses here.
Oh,
Oh,
all
100%.
harder.
Oh, I see, 100% harder. Good job. You're all thinking. Definitely, it's harder now. But now the question is, why? Can you give us, cause less points, so one mistake. No, Bandori, for
hilarious.
paper 4 though, there's more points.
Yeah, 10 points added to paper 4. 5 marks for
Correct.
reading aloud and 5 marks for SBC. So
Correct.
now it becomes way tougher. But in what way though?
Yes.
In what way is it tougher?
The question now is, why is it harder to deal with like real life pictures and reading aloud with a purpose, audience, and context given?
Don't be
to you?
scared, Epic Comeback.
I'm
Don't
scared
worry.
though. Don't be scared. We're here. This is exactly the reason why we're doing this live, to prepare you for it.
Correct.
It's half the battle to know what you're up for. Sure, why you look so different 3 years ago? Are you in the YouTube channel?
Younger. You look younger now.
Are you in the YouTube channel?
See, I told you,
Shirley?
you look fresher now.
I hope the different there means better.
Yes, correct.
Sure, why you look so different? Okay, so now let's talk about the old and the new format. As in, we agree with you. Writers at Work, we also think that the new format is harder.
Yes.
Dealing with real life picture is harder. But we don't just base it upon our own opinion.
Yes.
It's really we'll show you how. But first, have a look at the difference, huh? Now, I would like to ask you, having seen it in front of your eyes, people, this is the new, this is the old. From the information you see, why do you think, here's the question, why is the old format easier?
Yes.
What's in the old format
That
that you
makes
can
it a
no
lot
longer,
easier.
that makes it easier? What do you think? You need your glasses, teacher Mitsuko, You need your. Oh, it's fine. I'm wearing contact lenses.
Wow, see, level up. That's why you look so fresh, I tell you.
I'm wearing contacts, but so I'm still a four-eyed monster. Don't worry. Now,
Yeah,
yes, can see now. Can see.
you can see.
Can see.
Yeah, with your
Possibly.
Ah.
It indicates the things we can include in our writing already.
Yes, good job.
Well done, Epi. Come back.
Yes,
5,000.
that's one actually.
When you say indicates epi comeback, do you mean the words or do you mean something else? I'm a two-eyed even though my screen time on TikTok is crazy. Wow, Sherlyn, huh? You take care of your eye, I'm telling you. You take care of it, not too close, with the proper lighting, huh?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Let's touch wood. Yes.
Yes. So we wish you a 2020
A Merry
vision
Christmas.
and a Merry Christmas.
Lesser
Lesser self-interpretation. Oh, Banduri, that is very, very smart.
Yes, correct.
Wow, I am truly impressed by the reasons you guys are
Yes.
giving.
I mean, because they're explicitly provided on the poster, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
so lesser, interpretation.
So they can immediately talk about what's expected for them to say.
Yeah,
right?
true.
Mhm.
We can even use these key points in our responses.
Yeah, correct, right?
right?
Correct. And then did they give the right one? Let's point out the most obvious one,
Yeah.
which you
First
actually
one,
pointed out. The main message is literally right there, screaming at you.
correct. The clear context.
Mm.
Right? So,
Immediately, 14K likes.
Yes!
Yay! Thank you.
Yes!
Let's reach 15K.
one more
soon.
K, let's do it!
And then they're going to spend a lot of time watching Mitsuko face trees. Oh my God, Shirley. I'm telling you, my hair evolved. Sometimes it's like these only. Sometimes like these.
Yeah.
Sometimes with fringe. Sometimes no fringe. Have fun. Have fun.
You're varying characters.
I know, right? Hey, but Shirley, now you focus. You have time for that later. Now you listen first. Now, main message screaming right there in front of you. Recycle.
Correct.
And there's like it takes out
helps.
some burden.
Yes, just like what they've said, like lesser self-interpretation because it's right there in front
Correct.
of our eyes, loud and clear. And so usually what we mentioned there is we look for the title first.
Yeah.
Because by looking at the title, we already know the theme
Immediately.
or the topic, right? And so once we know the theme or the topic, we can start to filter out all the information we need and things that we can share. Like if
Correct.
I lack experience, what general knowledge can I use or talk about during my
immediately
yes,
right click.
correct.
Mm.
So it's easier for us to think about those things during our preparation.
But now you don't have that. So you have to tackle it differently. And this is what teacher Aryan mentioned when she said that, we used to teach them, okay, look for your TSO.
Yes.
We have to completely change the way we teach that because there's not going to be TSO anymore. Yeah. So main message is pretty straightforward. Another thing that you all mentioned is the drawing, of course. Very guided pictures, right? And they're simpler because they're drawn.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes, because it's drawn, if I want you to think about the shoe as dirty, if I wanted to think about the shoe as branded or whatever, I have to point it out.
Correct, yes.
It's an old sports shoe. You don't even need to process how the shoe looks like because they actually literally gave it to you.
True. So they are usually supported with,
Mm,
these explanatory text.
correct.
And they are very straightforward.
Yeah, very straightforward.
Right. We cannot, if we just wanted to show a picture of shoes or a shoe, ta-da, we have it there. Unlike for pictures, we cannot actually break it down and just
Right.
show one part. If, for example, I want to show a person's hair, we cannot just remove it.
Even this one, right? I would probably be misinterpreting this. But because they put rubber materials, so then I know it's rubber
Yeah.
material.
Without the rubber material, imagine what this looks like, right?
It's like rocks. Is this rock or what? But they put rubber material, so there's no thinking needed on my end if I were to be doing this examination, right?
Mm.
And there's even a few more. Have a look at this.
Mm.
Even your subtitle, the secondary message, can also be easily
Identifiable.
correct
Yes.
because it's just right there. So you already knew that the main message was recycling. Okay, I need to talk about the ways to recycle and all these things for my
Yeah.
but then it's screaming at you. The bigger picture, the bigger theme was environment. Then you can already think ahead, right, of your question 2 and question 3.
Yeah,
So
and like
literally
just this is very beneficial, especially if
Mm.
I don't have anything to talk about anymore.
Yeah, correct, right?
Yes.
Some of you just even get the keywords from the stimulus now,
Yeah,
which I actually tell
yes.
my students to do. Yeah, like for first question, because it's always based upon the stimulus, get keywords from the stimulus, use it to prove to your examiner that you're referring to the stimulus. But now cannot. Different techniques for sure, different techniques.
Yes.
And finally, overall,
And
tan, tan,
so,
tan.
yes, correct. So all of these elements made it a lot easier for, of course, the students to identify and quote relevant evidence directly from the stimulus that's given. So sometimes you don't even have to think that hard anymore. You just have to elaborate on what's already given to you.
Yes. Correct. So now, that is easy. Yay! Previous is easy, but that would mean to say we are not going to be using that anymore for next year. So now let's talk about, and don't worry, I will keep my perfect attendance. Oh, thank you,
Thank you, Charlene.
Thank you, Charlene. See you again soon. Now, now the question is, why
Why?
would a real life picture be harder?
Yes.
What do you think, people? I don't know. This is a summary.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, there. So let's talk about why the new format is way difficult now. But
Let's get the ideas.
yeah, let's get your ideas. Why do you think is a real life picture more difficult?
You just flip the
Yeah.
easier that points from why the current version is easier. If you flip it the other way around, why then is a real life picture harder then? As human beings, we have vivid imagination. Lol. So I think Bandori is connecting this to the, self-interpretation.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
We tend to exaggerate photos.
Yes.
That is correct, Bandori. I would agree.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And I think it varies from my own explanation or
Correct.
like perspective
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to like that picture.
That's correct. How about epic comeback? You have an idea? Want to add to Bandori's response? Why would a real life picture be harder now?
Is Cat Lover
from
still
the
there?
interpretation, yeah. Cat Lover probably not here anymore, no?
Yeah,
She
I
hasn't
mean it's
been
time to
around.
sleep.
Sherlyn also is about to rest now.
Yes.
Aside from the self-interpretation needed there, which means to say you have to process the information and the details and make sure that you are not out of point. Because got no colors, we might focus on the other things that might make our compo redundant and no direction, as in the content na.
Yeah, so
They might
repeating
be going off
details.
point
Yes,
and repeating
correct.
details.
Because if you don't understand the picture that much,
Mhm.
then you'll just keep on repeating what you think it is about.
Correct. That's correct. I like that you're all trying to express how this, and it's true, right? It's a reflection on how the different struggles can be for different kinds of students.
Absolutely.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
So let's dive into that.
When's the next live?
Do you have a live tomorrow? Oh no! Tomorrow is like
When is
heavy
teacher
editing
vacation?
marathon tomorrow. Wednesday,
Wednesday.
Sherlyn. We will have a live session going through a paper.
So you can rest tomorrow, like stretch your fingers so you have strength to like
our live section. But we still have one more session about the changes in PSLE this coming 16th December. And Teacher Jamie's will be here
Yay!
with Teacher Vicky.
Yes, I'm sure they've missed her.
Where
are you Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Okay. So why is the new format harder? Let's see if the responses of Epi Comeback and who was the other one? Epi Comeback and Bandori are
Bandori,
correct.
yes.
You are actually correct. Let's dive into them.
So the first one is challenge in interpreting visual clues.
Bandori,
Correct.
you are right.
So unlike what do you call that? The hand-drawn pictures or posters, it's easier to decipher. However, real-life photos lacks explanation. There are no words that can help us answer
Correct.
or in our responses. So we all have to like make sure that we are media literate, I would say. How well are we ready to talk about the picture with very minimal cues or with very minimal explanation
Correct.
written on it? So yes, that's one thing that we have to really work on
Correct.
in preparation of our PSLE Oral SBC. But apart from that though, what else? Will it affect our responses if we don't really look at the different elements, the subtle ones, for example, the lighting?
Correct.
Or
That's
like,
true.
for example, the expressions on the faces of the people in the picture, things like
Correct. I would say so because
Mm.
now without the guiding words,
that. Yeah.
it's really all up to you to pay very close attention to the details they give you.
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yes.
Which is correct. Is there an implication with how the face looked like?
Yes.
With how bright or how badly lit the environment is in the photo? There may be implications because if it's bright or if it's not bright, maybe it shows the weather, for example, or the face will tell you the situation because a picture is basically a frozen moment in time. You
Mhm.
have to unfreeze it to understand what's exactly happening there. Mhm.
Yes, correct. So
I'm still here. Oh, thank you, Sherlyn, for staying. Another one would be the emotional and atmospheric context. I think that's related.
Yes,
to
that's
what
related
we're
to what we
talking
just
about just
discussed.
now, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
You will have to decipher this on your own.
Mm.
Yeah.
yes.
And it has to be logical. Huh? You cannot just make it up, right? You don't just say like, "Oh my God, they're all very happy" when no one was smiling,
And you can't see their faces.
there was no human being. You were seeing something we don't see.
Correct. We do that
So-
sometimes. We do that sometimes.
But not during the examination hall.
Yes, not during the examination.
Yeah, but it's true. We're laughing now, but some
Yeah.
students do that. You literally.
Teacher,
like,
she's smiling. What?
Yeah, and then they fight for it, you know. But there has to be some context that you have to understand. There is a baseline. Even if there's some level of interpretation they will tolerate,
Mm.
there is a line that they will not allow you to cross that, like, okay, that one is definitely wrong already.
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
Sure.
And then limited or overabundance of visual stimuli. This is correct.
Yes. So it could either be very overwhelming or sometimes it lacks
Correct.
too little information that makes it very difficult for us to think of things to share or say during our responses. I mean,
Correct.
during the time that
A
we share our
sample would be this
responses.
picture now. For me, this is overabundance.
Yeah, that's overwhelming for me. Like there are so many things or factors or that might affect the thing that that I want to
Mm-hmm.
tell the examiner. So I
Correct.
need to consider, for example, the people in the background,
Mm.
the things that they are doing. Why is there a
Correct.
photographer? Why is there a guy wearing what's that?
Vesta.
Yeah, the vest.
Correct.
Okay, so
Why
yeah,
there's so many
these
boxes
things.
behind
Mm.
them, and you have to figure out the place on your own. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, they will not tell you there where they are.
Yes,
Yeah, correct.
So this is quite overwhelming. So we have to be careful with that. Just because a picture looks simple, a picture looks simple doesn't
Mhm.
mean that we only have to share very minimal information.
Yeah.
So if you that's a challenge to design, right? What if
Correct.
they're shown a very simple picture? How can we elaborate on it?
That's true.
So these are the things that we have to prepare for next year. And with Writers at Work, you'll definitely be able to answer these.
What a
sufficiently.
What a good explanation.
Right? The segue, I think.
That's true. You cannot rely on the amount of information given to you in the picture. You have to be smart enough to scour for whatever information you can get, regardless of the visual stimuli in the picture. Because
Yes.
who knows? They could be giving you a picture with just one close up from one person.
Yes.
Because the other picture has so many people in it, there's so many things happening, but you never know. So you cannot rely on it. You have to be you have to be going to the examination hall with your own game plan.
Correct.
Yeah.
You should be equipped with enough knowledge to share
Correct.
during your responses. Now,
Mm.
we have one last which I think is very important.
Yes.
Because like what we mentioned earlier, it like how I see or perceive a picture or explain, I mean, my perspective of a picture or explanation of a picture might be different
Yeah.
with your explanation. So that brings us to the final point, which is the subjectivity in interpretation.
Bandori, you were right, and you were very right for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, they still would need you to be logical in your response.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not free free interpretation however you want it. You cannot just go and say here in this stimulus, oh my God, these people are my neighbors, and then there are perhaps packing for my birthday.
Yes.
Cannot, ah? Mhm.
Because I believe that I deserve a huge
Mhm.
celebration.
I really need to go now. Yes, Sherlyn, thank you for
Good
joining
night,
us today,
Sherlyn.
Sherlyn.
The
Mhm.
rest, please keep yourselves awake.
We are getting to the strategies, by the
Yes.
way. We're getting there. So those of you We have prepared a lot of good strategies for you.
Yes.
Stay tuned. We are closing to that section. So yeah, you're gonna just anyhow go and say, "Oh my God, this is for my birthday party." Yeah,
Yes.
that's not how it is. There's a level of logical thinking that's involved here, so you have to be counting that when you start to construct your response in your head. Phineas, wow, sorry, my phone dead. Oh, welcome back, Phineas and Ferb. Welcome back. And don't worry because we have come to the important part.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, okay, so now let's talk about what will be the impact of these changes next year.
I think for sure let's divide it amongst the students and the parents.
Yes,
yeah?
correct.
Let's start with you, the students, the ones affected the most here, because you'll be the one facing the examination, right?
Oh, another question. Okay.
Prepare.
Yes, let's think about this word that starts with letter E. So students need to be more.
Blank and blank speakers.
I still remember Charlene's answer here.
Right.
Energetic, she said. See, I still remember it. Shirley, I know you're not here anymore, but yeah.
I think we give you the first 3 letters of this, because we have quite a lot of techniques to give them, so we have to get through this part.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
This is not Elon Musk, okay?
Okay.
Oh yeah, they don't like the blank. Yes,
allow,
yes.
yeah.
So the first 3 letters are E-L-O. Elo.
ELO, you have to be what kind of speaker? You're able to articulate yourself properly, choose the right words, and bring out, the best in you without being so embarrassed.
How broad is your vocabulary? Are you using the right words?
Guess one of this. At least take one of this. If you guess one of the letters, then we'll show the other one. Give it a try, people. What do you think? This is now their expectations.
I think the second word is easier. So if you can guess the second word, go ahead and try to guess it. Starts with letter C. This is how you project yourself in front of the examiners. You see, are you shy? Do you sound very... I almost said that.
You have to be
condensed.
Confused. Positive word, people. What? We have to be
conversationalist.
But what kind of conversationalist, huh? Come on, we need a one word. Yeah, I wanted to type in a con as well, but they also not agree.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, how about we help them out with the first word, because I think this is very difficult to guess.
Okay.
Teacher Mitsuko, can you help us out with the first word? Students need to be more eloquent.
Oh. Wow.
Eloquent.
Eloquent way to say it. Yes.
Sure. Okay. Now the second word is a lot easier, which I almost said earlier.
What is it, Phineas and Ferb, now that your phone is alive?
Correct. You have a lot to catch up on. Come on, Phineas and Ferb. You have to be configured.
But that one is very close to the right word already.
Actually. Confused.
4, 3,
2.
Very good, Bandori.
Yes. Very good. Confident.
You have to be a confident speaker,
Amazing. Okay, so students, you have to be more eloquent and confident in speaking in front of your...
We will tell you later.
Correct. Yes.
Don't worry.
And I think they were able to get a lot of tips already from the things that we've mentioned earlier.
Correct.
Yes, but don't worry, we have more.
And now you need to develop your blank. Sorry, I said confined. No problem, Epi, come back, no judgment
It's
here.
okay, it's okay. At least you've tried, right?
Yes, that's the most important thing.
Yes. All right, next one. Students need to develop their... I've mentioned this word earlier.
Teacher Aryan mentioned this a lot of times earlier, especially with how you process the content you're being exposed to. Yeah. These 2 words are together as one term. What does it mean? And this one is important not just for paper 4, by the way. With the changes in the visual text, they give you now more graphics in the text 1, and even in situational writing. Very good.
Good job,
Bandori. Media literacy is the
fire. Not literally. Media literacy. How are you so fast?
And now finally, because now the real life pictures doesn't really give you words to explain what's inside, You have to
We use this in comprehension open-ended as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
You have to draw out what? What do you have to draw out?
Information.
Yeah,
See?
you see.
No, that's
Some
what.
teacher
Sorry, guys.
It's the process when you deduce information on your own
Yes.
without it being fed directly to you.
Correct. So based on what you've read and what you think, you combine them together. That would be
Your what?
Mm.
Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. There's one type of question in comprehension open-ended that's like this,
yes.
wherein the answer is not really outrightly
Almost.
mentioned to you. Very
Almost.
close.
Okay. Sorry.
Very
Sorry. Yeah.
close.
Mm.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, very close to that. As
Yes.
in, they don't really outrightly tell you the answer, so you have to what? I don't know. Okay, it's okay.
Infuse.
It's
I gave up. Do not give up, Bandori.
don't
You can
worry,
do this.
Bandori. You will survive. Okay. Now let's give them the words.
Impress.
The word is infer. For you
Yes.
to be able
Good
to
guess,
draw
Stella.
out the logical information even when it's not directly fed to you. But of course, I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but we'll definitely give you now some strategies. But parents who are here joining the live, it's the most important part.
Epic Comeback has a question. What is inference?
Oh, when you infer something, it means you draw out logical deductions.
Correct. So
Mm.
from what you've read, what do you understand out of it? Because the answer is not explicitly stated there. You have to think about the answer, not just copy paste it from the passage, but really think about the answer. So let's say, for example, oh, he got it. Okay.
yeah, but we give them an example.
Okay, let's say, for example, why did she get sick?
Correct. But they will never say in the passage that Teacher Aryan got sick
Because correct.
they will
But
never say that
they
way.
will give some details. For example, she forgot her umbrella and it was raining heavily.
Correct, like that. So you have
And she
to
had no
read between
choice
the
but to
lines.
correct.
But it has to be logical now.
Yes.
Yeah, more thinking involved now. But now that's what's there. That's what
15K.
they're expecting.
Sorry, I just got
Yes, tell me what it is there. 15K. Let's go,
15K.
people.
Yes. Woo!
Thank you so much for liking. Thank you. Like that.
Thank you.
But parents, what's the implication here? You have to be partnering with your child to
Yes.
prepare for these changes. And because that I mean, change at the beginning is always hard. My fingers got, oh my God, Bandori, ha. It's okay. You're still alive. You're still alive.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Thank you, Jean. Jean, say hi.
And then at the
Thank
same
you.
time, parents, the best way for you to partner with your child here is to actually learn the changes yourselves.
Yes.
And then help them to adjust to the changes. But of course, that's what we're here for. So do not worry. Now is the time we will talk about the things that you can do to help yourself or help your child.
Yes.
Now, before we dive into the actual tips,
Mm-hmm.
do take note of one very important thing. There's a passive way of learning and there's an active way of learning. Okay, these two things happen to you every day. Okay, so it's not like, oh, teacher, is it better to learn passively or is it better to learn actively? Both of them have to be combined. But the one that will help you the most with retention and with learning the most is active. And the one that is within your control is active learning. Okay, what do we mean by this? Okay, let's move on. This is the time that you all should be ready to be taking screenshots
Yes.
on the things that you can do. Okay, ready? Now let's start with this.
Actionable tips and strategies. Number 1, we have to start listening to audiobooks. If you have been listening to audiobooks, you have to listen to more audiobooks. But not just that. That's just the first step of it. What should we do after listening to these audiobooks? Is it enough to just listen to them? Or is there something else that we have to do so that we can, use this in the best way possible?
Correct. Because it's not like, you know what I mean, right? Listening to the teacher every day in class, does it immediately translate to you getting AL1?
Yeah.
No, right? It's exactly the same thing reading and listening to audiobooks. So you have to take control of the information you get and make sure you process it correctly so you actually really learn from it.
Yes.
So here's the active way of learning from the audiobooks.
Correct. So
Mhm.
if you find one paragraph probably very interesting and there's a word that you find, or it's the first time that you've heard that word, it's either you look for the meaning of that word first and then you try to say the word so that it's going to be,
Correct.
memory retention. The best way for you to retain something is for you to keep on repeating it, repetition, or try teaching it to
Correct.
others, right?
Yeah.
But with this, especially if you're just practicing, for example, reading aloud, because you're reading or listening to something that's fictional.
Yeah.
What you can do is to look at yourself in the mirror, just to see your mannerisms also,
Correct.
and try to some people record themselves just so they can also like play it back and then listen to their pronunciation
Correct.
and things like that. So I think this is very useful, and that's something that you can do at home, especially if you are quite shy, doing the reading aloud in front of other people.
Yeah.
What you can do is to record yourself, and then that's one way for you to actually work on the things that, sometimes you don't know how you look when you're talking to other people, or how you portray yourself while doing these things. So there are mannerisms that we are not even aware of.
Correct.
So recording yourself while reading, listening to it carefully will help you be able to adjust and work on the things that, that will give you or take you to your goal.
Yeah.
For example, my pronunciation, or sometimes I stutter. How can I work on it? So maybe with that just one word, it's very difficult for me to pronounce. I would try to practice it or use it whenever I'm having conversation
Correct.
with people.
So there's a lot, right? There's a lot of things involved, and some even limit themselves to like, oh, it's stimulus-based conversation. I don't want to have a conversation with people.
Yeah.
But Teacher Ann just gave you a tip on how to do it on your own, for example.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of coming up as well. Keep a lookout. So audiobooks, for example, instead of just listening, perhaps you can replicate certain paragraphs from the audiobooks. There are, for example, podcasts in Spotify. You can get the transcript, as in you can get the script of what the people actually said in podcast. Get the script and then go through the podcast again. Maybe they say one whole paragraph, you pause, say it like how they say it.
Yes.
That's one good thing that you can do.
Podcasts are very informative in my opinion. And not just that, you can also get some, for example, Ali Abdal, let's just use it, one of your favorite.
My crush.
What do you call it? Yeah. Is he an influencer? He's not just an influencer. He's
a
more than that.
productivity guru.
Yes. But you see the way he talks, the way he delivers his information, or like do his videos or edit his videos. It's amazing. So you can try to imitate or the thing that you like in the way he speaks, maybe. You can try to adapt
Correct.
them.
Follow it now.
Yeah, true.
So try it, and then some of you might go and say, I don't fancy reading, or I don't fancy listening, for example. Think when you go into these audiobooks places or podcast places, there's a lot of topics, and I'm pretty sure that the topic that you like will have a podcast.
Yes.
So it may actually at least increase your interest not to listen to it. Yeah. So another thing would be keeping oneself aware of current news. Yeah, podcast. This is important primary, even more important secondary. I am telling you.
Secondary, yes.
Yes, the changes in the PSLE now is a huge help to bridge the gap between PSLE English and secondary English. So you have to be thankful.
Yes.
Because the content knowledge you need across many different topics is very, very helpful for secondary English.
Yes.
So start doing this now as early as you can.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everyone knows, but the new format of oral is actually the old format of
secondary.
Correct.
Correct. So they're trying to bridge the gap, so adjust to the changes, so at least you don't get too shocked the moment you reach secondary English. So, okay, current news doesn't sound very promising.
True. Yes.
How to do that exactly?
So one way for you to use this to your advantage is for you to share this to other people. Let's say you've listened to a podcast and you find the topic very interesting. So one way for you to retain it is, again, for you to discuss it with other people or teach it to other people. and they'll find you amazing too.
Right, yeah.
If you
That's
share
very
something that
wonderful.
they don't know yet, so you know.
Mm.
And I think it's a good way for you to also bond with your family members or your friends as
Correct.
well.
Mhm.
Right. So maybe it's about time for us to also level up in the way or in our discussions with our friends. So instead of just talking about Pokemon, like what's your favorite Pokemon character? Something like that. You can talk
Correct.
about did you know that you are exposed to 6,000
10,000 ads per day. Yeah. And even in your own ways start with topics that you like. So for
Yeah.
example, let's say I love Pokemon. Go beyond just playing Pokemon. Go out and talk about video games in general,
Yeah.
both the helpful things and the non-helpful things. So the wonderful thing about engaging in discussions, it hits two birds with one stone. The first thing is what teacher Aaron mentioned. The retention gets higher when you get to talk about what you have just consumed. So consume content and then talk about the content, then you remember it better.
Mm.
The second thing that's wonderful about that is when you engage with people, people may have different views with you, especially on very specific topics. Then it's very important for you to know both sides of the coin, because then you can use to argue, right, and talk about points, which is very important the moment you reach secondary English, because
Mhm.
then you will have to do non-fictional essays where you need to argue your points
Yes.
logically. Yeah. So it's good now. One good thing you can practice is learn about something, learn about a certain topic. At the same time, find your own stand, but at the same time, look for people or look for articles that goes against your views. So then it challenges the way you think about things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you start as early as now, you'll have a great bank of knowledge by the time you're.
Yeah. It's good that we're doing this end of year. You don't have classes at the moment. Now it's a chance for you to actually expose yourself to these kinds of content.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Correct. Very good. Very good. Okay. Next one is to read more newspapers and books.
Yes, teachers, I suppose most of you, can you all confirm with me? I know at least one of your teachers or your parents perhaps will tell you, "Sure, how can I improve in my English?
Read
more."
books. Yes.
They
Correct.
just tell you read more.
Mm. So yeah, but if you're not a fan of maybe audiobooks, but you want to still burden, for example, your vocabulary and things like that, you can still read books, and these will definitely help, not just in oral comprehension, definitely in your writing and different and other aspects of your PSLE papers. So yeah, this will not only hit one thing, but a lot of other components of your PSLE. So yeah, now apart from reading though, is it enough for me to just read the newspapers and books? Will I be able to, absorb everything? Oh
Yes.
my god! So
I
what
like that.
should I do?
Be more deliberate about reading. I feel like
Mm.
when teachers and our parents say that, oh, you just have to read more,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good advice, but I feel like it's very half-baked advice.
Yeah.
Like it really wouldn't equal to better English comprehension or vocabulary unless you're more deliberate about it.
Yes,
As in, for
yes.
example, what's your goal of reading? If, for example, sure, I want to remember the information because it's something like an article that talks about a commonly tested topic, then for active learning, what you can do is to again summarize it, talk
Yeah.
about it with someone to see if you remember it. But if your goal, for example, is I'm reading this to increase my vocabulary, I seem to notice this author tends to use words I don't understand.
Mm.
Then start defining the words there. Check the dictionary and so on. So highlight keywords, search definitions, grow a vocab list.
Yeah,
Start making
yes,
your own
yes.
flashcards, for example, which you can start this year.
Mm-hmm.
So later you don't tell me, sure, I didn't do this. Okay, we're telling you
Correct.
now.
And it's useful for you to write the meaning of the words.
Mm.
That's why we ask students to still write in the class, right? Teacher, can I not just type? I'm tired of writing.
Correct.
No, there's a research based on, that was done on
Mhm.
that it's still more, learning is still more effective when you actually do it or write those information down instead of you just typing it down or saving it somewhere
Correct.
else or just taking a picture of it. No, it's better for you to still write them down. Nothing compares to old school way of learning.
Understand. For sure.
Yes.
Now, what else? Reading more, what else can you do? You can also write or recite a summary like what teacher Aryan mentioned. Or write a summary, and even if you want to move higher to
Yes.
check if the summary was even correct, get someone to check it for you. Ask your friends or your family. This is one thing you can do. Make learning fun by doing it with your friends and your
Yeah,
family.
and share it. You know, maybe they don't want to read the entire book,
Yeah,
but by reading your summary, it will help them understand what the book is all about.
correct. Actually, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, check out sample reading aloud and SBC papers online, which is something a lot of them let you do, right? They give you all the kinds of assessment books, right? Paper 1, past year paper, 10-year series, papers from other schools. Oh my God, I know.
It's time for you to. No, we're not doing it.
But yeah, it's like you can do 1,000 kinds of papers in one full year, but if you don't understand why you got it wrongly and if you don't know how to correct it and you don't even know why you got it right,
Yeah.
there's no way you're gonna make progress.
Yes. So here's a good tip for them. Let's say if they see one exam paper online, or let's say they have an assessment book, simulate an exam or an actual exam with your friends or family. Think as if they are the examiners.
Correct.
Okay, maybe your friends are not as daunting as them. But yeah, just imagine. And of course, it's important for you to set goals because without goals, you wouldn't know how you're going to work on it in the first place. So yeah. So how many practices are you targeting per week or month? I think that's very important, no? Because if you create a routine or a habit, it becomes second nature to you. And it's easier for you to manage your time, especially for P success next year.
Yeah.
This is such a great advice for you to really set a proper, to manage your time properly. We understand you have a lot of tuition, you have a lot of things to do for school, and it's just nonstop. But you have to make sure that you manage your time wisely so that you'll get enough rest still and still do the things that you want to do so that you won't be burnt out. I think that's very important for you to rest as well. So manage your time wisely. If you have to do one thing during this time, make sure to stick with it so that you'll have time to do the rest later on for you to have your rest or whatnot.
Correct. So
Yes.
at the moment, right, those of you listening and watching this live, this is passive learning. It's not enough that you listen to the tips we're saying. You will have to really do it later on.
Yes.
That's active learning then. You turn it active learning, huh? Yes. Next, wait for oral exams. And think about your strategies to do well for them. Of course, but don't.
This is the last step now, okay? This would be the last thing that you would want to do.
Oh my God, people, do not
just wait. Sit and wait for it, okay? No.
All the more that you have to know, it's not gonna get better in secondary school. You will have even fewer practices that will be given to you in schools.
Yeah. Yes.
So we are doing this live now at the end of the year so that you start properly for 2025.
Yeah, you have to gear up for next year.
Correct.
So that my P4 students last year. So I was mentally and emotionally preparing them. That it's going to be overwhelming for them next year just so they can prepare themselves. And true enough, first term, I like teacher.
You were right.
Yes.
The three magic words. Chirp, you were right.
Yeah, correct.
Correct. Simulate the national exam. Don't wait for exams to come because you're not going to get a simulation immediately when the year starts.
Yes.
Do
correct.
the examination practice on your own. Yeah, immediately do it.
Hi.
Correct?
Hi, teacher Mitsuko.
Kai! Hello, Kai! I'm very dramatic when Kai's around. Kai, we miss you!
I know why.
We miss you! So she's a student of teacher Jamie.
Hi, Kai.
Virtual hug.
Yes.
See her. Kai. Like that. Is she very cute? And the picture is new, is it? What is it? Oh,
what is
so
that?
cute. It's like a dragon, is it? Like a little. Am I correct?
An
It's like a
owl?
dragon cat.
A turtle? Oh, no,
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know. Okay,
Kai, what
but
is
anyway.
your picture? What is that thing in your picture? We don't know. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So
dog in a costume.
A
I
dog.
thought it was a
Ooh,
dragon.
dog
It's
in
a
a
dog in a-
costume.
we all have our own speculations, Kai. You have to
Yes.
answer the question.
Clarify.
What is that creature in your
A dog in a
profile
dragon.
picture?
Oh, yeah.
A dog
A dog
in
in
a dragon costume. I knew it. I got half of it correct.
Yeah, and she got half of it too. Why did I think that was a turtle? Oh my goodness.
It's okay, Kai
Okay,
doesn't
yeah,
judge you,
yes,
huh?
yes.
Mhm.
Thank you, Kai. All right. Ah,
Yay, we're summarizing things now, people.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun,
thank you for
dun.
sticking through the end.
A few
All
things,
right,
a few
yes.
things. Chur. What about this?
Yeah, so despite these changes, the core skills needed still remain. So not the entire thing will change, okay? The core skills that we have been building up to this point will actually still be needed. It's just that there are more skills that we have to learn now in preparing for next year's oral changes.
Correct. And then planned response and articulation of ideas are still essential, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Spend a little more time. So the areas that are affected by the changes, do not rush them
Mm-hmm.
because you are new to them. You don't have the muscle memory, you see, to do them. So expose yourself to more practices, and the moment you get to the section that you know is affected, slow down. Remind yourself, this is affected. I need to make sure I am taking note of all the changes while I'm tackling this part of the examination.
Correct. So these things will lead you to success, especially in the upcoming PSLE in 2025. So those who are sitting in for 2025 PSLE, we've got this, okay?
Yes.
You're not alone. Don't worry.
Yes.
We'll guide you through. And you don't have to be
we have
scared.
less than a year, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we only have few weeks left to prepare. I mean, for next
exactly.
year.
That you don't
Yes.
have a year. That one for
Mm.
sure. You have to realize before the school starts, you do not have one full year.
Yes. Yes.
You only have few months, and make the most of these days. I'm not scaring you. I just want to make sure that when the year starts,
Yeah.
immediately start. Yeah. Even now, don't completely stop your revision.
Mm.
Still take some time to do some levels of active learning while you are, of course, still enjoying your holidays now.
Correct. So I think that they should not be scared of the changes. More so, they should be confident in facing it because, again, the PAC is more of a help for you guys. They're not adding that to challenge you more. And for SBC, I think because we're now used to seeing real life pictures because we're so exposed to social media and all of these things, I think we have more advantage actually in understanding these pictures because we are so used to seeing a lot of pictures everywhere without words even.
Yeah.
Or watching ads. Sometimes, even though we can't hear their lines or dialogues, we can still, understand what's going in that commercial or advertisement. So yeah, I think that let's use that to our advantage.
Correct.
So instead of being daunted or scared to face a PSLE next year, we have to be more confident that it's actually easier. Let's change our mindset. It's not difficult because at least now we know what to expect for next year. And we are so used to it because although it's new, it's something that we face every day.
Yeah.
Right?
Embrace the change.
Yes.
And prepare for it strategically now.
Yes.
And so this is actually the summary of the very main reasons why these changes are being implemented, of course, to possibly encourage students. I don't think, actually really to encourage you to confidently participate in discussion.
Correct.
Better verbal communication would better prepare you for the world that awaits you after school.
Yes, correct. And of course, to also bridge the gap
Correct.
between primary school and secondary. Because for secondary, it's completely different from our current or previous PSLE format. So the jump is quite huge, which is shocking for some students. So now you are more equipped to face secondary, which is ultimately what you're preparing for PSLE anyway.
Yeah.
So
PSLE is just the first milestone, I'm telling you.
Yes. Yes.
And
Alright.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, if you have friends and family whom you think can, benefit from this live, the recorded session will definitely be in our YouTube channel and Facebook. So please remember to follow us.
Yes.
We are planning a lot of special live sessions for all of you. If you have a very important, topic or specific section of English that you want us to go through for our live, DM us. We will consider them. Let's have a conversation. Follow us, of course, so you get updated for any upcoming live sessions that we're doing or any upcoming, perhaps, promotions and giveaways that you might benefit from.
Yes. All right. With that, thank you so much for watching our live, guys. And it's been fun joining you today. Have a great night everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. People of the world. Bandori, epic comeback.
People of the world, thank you.
I love it, everyone. Bye.
Yay.